Wow, have we got an amazing video for you today.
Today, we're going to show you how to make an apple pie stuffler.
With no apples. Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like product reviews and we do recipe videos. We talk about various keto topics, and then every Monday we go live on Keto on the Couch. We just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
So today, we're going to show you how to make an apple pie stuffler with no apples.
How are we going to do that? Like, is this a magic trick video?
I'm excited about this because we have been working on this, and when we got the final product, we actually showed it in a vlog, which you may or may not have seen yet when this video comes out. I'll leave a link for it up here if it comes out before this video, which we don't know. But I've determined that this is the greatest creation that I have ever made in a kitchen.
I don't know. I feel like your chicken nuggets were the greatest.
This one beats it.
Folio cheese wrap was pretty good.
No, this one beats it. And now I do want to say, so this is going to be a 2-part video. It's all in one video, but there's 2 different distinct steps. And we're actually going to break out this first step into another video for later on because we're going to use it for a lot of different things. So how are we going to do this without an apple? We're going to use something called, I believe I'm pronouncing this right.
But probably not.
But if I'm not, please don't yell at me. A chayote squash.
We do know it is a squash. It is in the squash family. It looks a lot like a pear.
Yep. Or an apple.
Or like a Granny Smith apple, maybe together had a baby.
Yeah.
But definitely all of the weirdness and dimples make it look like a gourd of some sort.
And they're not super cheap. They're like $2 to $3 a piece. But oh my gosh, what an amazing substitution. And we absolutely have to thank one of our longtime subscribers,
yes,
one of our channel supporters, Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda.
Rhonda actually told us about this last September at Keto Palooza. We interviewed her. She's got an amazing story. If you haven't seen that, here's a link for it right up here. It's an amazing story. Definitely go watch that. And she was like, you've got to try using this as an apple. Why? Well, little math for you. A Granny Smith apple is 28 total carbohydrates with 5 grams of dietary fiber, because that's a fiber that I'm okay taking.
Yeah, that's right? A God fiber.
So that's 23 net carbs for a Granny Smith apple.
Which is why we do not eat Granny Smith apples anymore.
A chayote squash, the same exact size, like gram for gram, 9 total carbohydrates, 3.5 grams of fiber, which makes it 5.5 net carbs. So
pretty
23 or 5. Which one do you want?
I'm going to go 5.
So yeah, we're really excited about that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off the first step. I'm going to leave some timestamps down below, so if you ever need to come back on how to do the second step, it'll be there. So the first step is we need to make an apple pie filling. So here's what you're going to need. The first thing you're going to need, and for this recipe, you just need one. We need a chayote squash. We need some cinnamon. We need some cream of tartar, some allulose, some lemon juice, and then we have a few optional, not optional ingredients. Okay. Some kind of a apple extract. This Loran green apple is dead on. When you mix it, you don't need these, but it definitely will enhance the apple flavor. Mm-hmm. So this green apple from Loran, or the OOO apple Fiji, or honestly, any apple extract will work. but this one is really, really, really good. This green apple, I'll leave a link for it down below.
Crazy awesome.
Then what you want, if you're using allulose, if you're not using allulose and you're using erythritol, you really don't need this, but allulose is only 70% as sweet as sugar, so we always up the sweetness a little bit more with either liquid sucralose or some stevia, and that's just to bring up the sweetness without having a whole bunch more total carbs and sugar alcohols.
Yeah.
And then if you like a thick apple sauce,
I do.
Just a little bit of xanthan gum. So are you ready to get started with this?
So ready.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring over our hot plate, which has already been warming up, and we are going to put a pot on here. And by the way, this is a really easy recipe to make.
How easy is it?
It is so easy, even Rachel can make it.
Wow, I'm about to make a pie filling.
Okay, so we did forget to name one ingredient.
Oh.
Butter.
Butter
you need some butter.
Everything better.
So we're gonna put, you wanna get this, you don't wanna burn the butter, okay? Brown butter actually wouldn't be bad here, but I don't want a brown butter. So I'm gonna put the heat on medium, and you're gonna put 2 tablespoons of butter into the pot. And then you're gonna take your chayote squash and you're gonna peel it. Now I found the easiest way to peel this is with a potato peeler, okay? Don't try to peel it with a knife because all the nooks and crannies on it, it's a pain. Just use a potato peeler, and then when you get to that one part, you're gonna slice it in the middle. There is like one little seed section in the middle, which technically is edible, but it doesn't taste that good. So I just kind of cut it out like you would cut out the piece of an apple.
Were you surprised, or not you, but was the potato peeler surprised to be in use again?
Yeah, oh yeah. So what I've done is I peeled it and then I cut it up into slices. And so we're just gonna put that in there. Now into that, I've got about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of allulose. Now you can add a little more if you want. It's gonna bring some sweetness in there. Just know that when you're working with allulose or erythritol, you're adding total carbs.
How crazy is it that it totally looks like apple already?
We're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, a 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and then you're gonna go 1 to 2 teaspoons. I'm using the Lorraine oil, and it's all in how much of an apple flavor do you want to it. And I know you're going to look at this recipe and be like, hey, you're going like 1 to 2 teaspoons. How much do I want? It's all about flavor here. Mm-hmm. So you can start off small and add more. Remember, it's always easier to add. You can't take away. So we've got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, but I've gone as high as 2, but I love cinnamon. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of stir this all together. Now, once we get all of these mixed together, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the lid on, and then we're going to put it off to the side and let them soften for about 10 minutes. Okay, so we've got that going, and we're going to just put this off to the side, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes. So while the apples are cooking, let's move on to step 2 of the apple pie stuffler. We're going to go ahead and make the stuffler batter.
Okay.
So this is really easy. You only need a few ingredients. Number 1 ingredient is some mozzarella cheese. Don't come at me because I'm using pre-shredded. It's just easier. We're going to use 4 eggs. And then the secret is apple pie keto chow.
I'm so excited.
Now again, if you don't want to make it with apple pie keto chow, that's completely fine. You can use any stuffler recipe you want. You could even use like our carnivore one and add some apple pie flavoring in there. But the keto chow, the protein powder, it just makes the perfect batter for this particular recipe. Now, if you want to up the sweetness of your batter a little bit, you can use a little bit of liquid sucralose or stevia. And if you want to up the apple pie flavor, add a little bit of cinnamon to it. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're going to do is we're going to take a bowl. And what we're going to do is we are going to crack 4 eggs into our bowl. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take your apple pie keto chow and you're going to put it in there.
Let me get it to the bottom.
And then we're going to use a whisk, and you're going to mix it all up until you get all the clumps out of the batter. Okay, so once you have your batter all mixed up, what we're going to do is we're going to add in 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese.
Are we about to fold in the cheese?
And you might not want to use the whisk for this, and instead you can use a rubber spatula.
Okay.
Now, that's going to have some cinnamon apple on it already, but that's okay.
That doesn't hurt my feelings.
And go ahead and mix that. And then I did forget to mention, what I like to do is, because we're making this as a stuffed waffle and I want a little bit more of a pourable batter, I'm just going to put like just a little bit of almond milk, probably a couple tablespoons. And again, put a little bit in, check how thick the batter is, and then you can add more. You don't want it really, really runny. You do want it to be a thick batter, but you also want to be able to spread it inside of your chaffle maker. Okay, so that's all mixed, and now what we can do is we can just kind of put this off to the side, and once the apples are done, we can get going on the apple pie stuffler. Okay, so we've had the apples going for about 10 minutes. One thing I meant to mention before, if you notice that there's not a lot of liquid in there, feel free to add up to about 1/4 cup of water. But what happens is if you have the heat up too high, sometimes it'll escape, but you do want to have a little bit of liquid in there to help cook the apples. So you can see how we've got this going now.
Looks so good.
It smells just like apple pie.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to add in about 1/8 teaspoon of xanthan gum, and then go ahead and give it a good mix. And we're going to actually turn off the heat, and that'll actually thicken up the sauce. Okay, now that the apples are done, what you want to do, I mean, this has got a beautiful sauce in there. I mean,
it really does.
Just like cinnamon apples that you would get for inside of a pie, or if you go to a restaurant.
It's crazy.
What you want to do is just go ahead and taste one and make sure the sweetness is where you want it, as well as the apple flavoring. Because at this point, you can add a little bit more apple flavoring, or even a little bit more sweetener. And again, use a liquid sweetener.
But be careful, it's going to be hot.
How are we?
It is amazing and wild that it completely mimics an apple. I was like,
looking for a little one.
I was like, we'll get in the vicinity of an apple. But like, no, it totally
that's perfect.
Confuses your brain.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. We're going to put this off to the side. We're going to grab our stuffler.
Bring in the stuffler.
Open that up.
It's kind of toasty in there because we heated it up.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some batter into the bottom, and you don't need to spray it. If you want to spray it, you can. Now, you don't need a lot of batter. You just want to get everything covered. And for me, I want to have enough room to put my apples. Mm-hmm. Now, if you do this right and you add the right amount of batter and you divide your apples equally, I keep calling them apples, but it's not really apples, you have enough filling and enough batter to make 2 stufflers.
Right.
So you could cut it in half, but I don't know how you're going to cut a chayote squash in half. But the better thing to do is make 2 of them and then freeze one.
Right.
Or put it in the refrigerator. They reheat really well. Put them in a toaster oven or put them in an air fryer. They reheat really, really, really well. Or you can just stick it in the microwave if you don't want it toasty.
If you have a partner, you need to make 2 because you will fight over them. So don't, save yourself the fight by making 2.
Yeah. We need a second stuffler. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to, and I'm sorry I'm doing this for you, but...
It's okay. I want to make sure that everybody sees what the levels should look like. I can spoon things into other things. So
what we're doing is I just want to make sure...
Feel confident.
There is apple over the whole thing.
It's our apple.
But I want to make sure that every bite has some squash, and we have a lot left. So look at that. Look at all that. So you can see we have plenty left to do the next one.
No one will be upset.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to put some more chaffle batter across the top. And this is why you want it to be a little bit pourable. It doesn't need to be completely pourable, but you want to be able to get on top of the apple without it mixing into the outside.
Right.
Now, if some of that cinnamon mixture shows through, that's okay.
You're not
it's
upset.
just going to all bake into it.
Right.
Okay.
We're going to put down the
Close
lever.
it.
And I'm going to hold it tight and flip it.
Okay, 10 minutes, and then come back and check it. Okay, 10 minutes is up.
Oh,
look at that.
That is a beautiful sight to behold.
Let's go ahead and pull this out.
Wow.
Oh, look at that.
That is gorgeous.
Look at that. That looks amazing. Okay, let's do this. We've got some batter left. Let's go ahead and get the other one going, and then we'll do a taste test. Now, you could actually have added a little bit of water to this and had a sauce for the top.
Yes, that's nice.
You can see, look at all that cinnamon that's in there. There's still a little bit here, but...
If you want to reserve some.
Just grab the stuffler. And then, like I said, if you would save a little bit of that cinnamon...
You can drizzle
or if you would have added a
top.
little bit of water to it.
Get a nice little sauce going.
You can have a little bit of sauce. We're going to just put that on top. And then...
Yes.
Well, since we have 4 pieces...
You know how we roll.
And we're only going to eat 2, so I don't know why I'm putting it on all 4, but here we go.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait till you see this. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I mean, it looks exactly like apple pie.
There you go.
Wow.
I mean, the question is the taste. Here you go.
Yes, I'm going to cut some actually because it's kind of hot. I don't want to burn myself. Got a little whipped cream on it. Dink it.
Dink.
Dink.
Wow.
Really, no words.
Best thing I've ever made in this kitchen.
Those are-
sorry.
Those are some powerful words
It's
right
the
there.
best thing I've ever made in this kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
I challenge you
Yep.
to bring this to a non-keto person. Don't tell them what's in it. Just say to them, try this apple pie filling. Try this apple pie stuffler. And I challenge you to have them come back to you and say, that's not really apples.
Yeah.
There's no way. If one of our kids were home right now, I would have them come here. Nobody's going to think that that's not apples unless you tell them
Yes.
that it's not apples.
Don't Lion King this.
It is so good. Let us know down in the comment section if you make this. We really appreciate it. And if you do like this, please do us a favor. Hit the like button and share this video. Let's make this go viral. I definitely want to give a big shout out and thank you to our longtime supporter, Rhonda, for giving us the idea for using the chayote. But this is amazing.
It's amazing.
Now, if you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos that we have linked right over here. Also, make sure you take a look at our most recent video that I'm going to put right over there.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.